going on, world? It's your boy Kuya P. This is the NRW Nerds Rule the World, back with another KayFabeyBaby NRW Ring Generals podcast. It's your boy Kuya P, and I'm here with my brother WebsterStyle. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good, man. Good to see you. I love again to Sean Mongold. The homie's busy cooking, literally cooking right now. He'll be back with us next week. We got a short week this week because I got 1,000,001 things I'm trying to deliver to y'all on the channel. So I had to hit my boy WebsterStyle up, man, because we want to give content. It's all about the content, and we want y'all tuning in. So this week I proposed to my brother over there if he could get into Tony Khan's shoes over there at AEW, if he could step into the shoes over at WWE with Triple H and or Vince McMahon, because who knows what's going on, who's really pulling the strings right now over there. I don't know. Well, that's been a debate that we've all been talking about recently. What would you do? So my brother over there, WebsterStyle, man. Or if you have some thoughts with, because I know you're watching Ring of Honor, which is still Tony Khan, right?
Right.
Or,
and that's actually number one. My first thing is,
or Impact. You know, where do you want to go?
First thing, if I had any control, any organization, I formally separate AEW and ROH. I understand what Tony's trying to do, but having ROH co-populate AEW, I think muddies the waters, in my opinion. If he bought that for that to be a standalone organization, then let it be a standalone organization. I just feel as though it dilutes Ring of Honor and what Ring of Honor stands for, to constantly see a ROH champion or Ring of, or even I understand why. I understand you got Claudio, you got Yuta as your pure and your heavyweight champions. You got FTR, not FTR, I'm sorry, it was the Briscoes before the Briscoe passed away, but it still, that was a smart move in that regard. Who else? Joe's a TV title holder, but he's not on AEW TV anymore, which is good in my opinion. Have those people focus on ROH and build up ROH back. I shouldn't be seeing Athena on Dark, especially if you got weekly ROH programming. The commingling is a problem for me, especially if you're trying to build something to have its own name. So that's the main thing. The first thing I would do, I would just separate those, and like neither the two shall meet, unless it's like some sort of super card or something like that.
Okay, I feel that. I completely agree with you. It's been weird. You know, it's been somewhat awkward. You know, it's Ring of Honor, but it's not really Ring of Honor because it's just Ring of Honor people holding Ring of Honor titles within AEW. So
feels like AEW light, which is the problem.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the first thing you would do if you're in Tony Khan's shoes.
Right.
Is separate. Give me two more under the AEW brand before we head over to WWE. What would you change? Maybe storyline wise, face wise, give more camera time, more time on the show, because I think there's a lot of underrated a lot of great performers that aren't getting the time to shine on the screen.
I will make a dedicated women's show.
Okay,
they got enough talent on that roster that they don't get enough shine. Realistically, I would say you don't need an hour show, 45-minute show. I think that would be a good way for getting a lot of the female wrestlers on television, as well as further some storylines as well. And then you can always repackage what happens there onto Dynamite or Rampage as well. I think that would be a good look for women, because they just haven't done a really good job overall with the women's division. And I think a dedicated show could be something that could be very beneficial to long-term success of the women, or even a dedicated women's pay-per-view.
Okay.
Look, WWE needs to do it again. NWA, they've all done it in the past 2 years or so. And I've seen all of them. They were great, in my opinion. AEW needs, if not a dedicated show, they need to do a women's based pay-per-view, in my opinion.
Okay. I think definitely because let's look at it. Let's look at WWE's mold to AEW's mold. So we have Raw and SmackDown, and we have NXT. With AEW, we have Rampage and Dynamite. So I'm with you, and maybe with the Ring of Honor, your first act of Tony Khan-ness, I see Ring of Honor being kind of like the NXT show, if we're like kind of comparing it to the WWE mold. And so I would say while I want it because I'm a huge women's wrestling fan, is I'd love to have a women's show with AEW, but we don't have the archetype yet because not even WWE has a separate women's show, right? So maybe the pay-per-view route, like, that would be dope. But I'm not saying that I don't want. I would.
I understand what you're saying.
I'm all for it, but we're comparing molds in a way. So I just want to bring that to people's attention and like in focus and lobby. Hell, let's lobby for that to happen if we want to see that. I know I'm a proponent for it, but it's setting the precedence. So that would be a good way for Tony to separate from Vince and what they're doing to set the precedence with a women's wrestling show.
Or even take an episode of Rampage and make that women focus. That's as 1 hour. And that's 1 hour programming out of, what they put on with.
Switching it up like that. Okay. Like giving that a second hour because it's multiple hours, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Rampage is
to focus on that.
Wait a minute. I thought Rampage was 1 hour. Was it 2?
You know what? You might be. Now I'm confused. Got me on the spot. I want to say Dynamite is the 2 hour show. Rampage is the 1 hour show.
Yeah, Rampage is the 1 hour show.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like
Dynamite second hour or something.
Oh yeah, Dynamite exactly. They put on a wrestling content. What that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of content they put out every single week between Dark Elevation, Rampage, and Dynamite. You can cut an hour somewhere and just give to the women. And we ain't even saying every week. Once in a while, especially that might be something with the whole Outcast storyline going on, especially to further any feud with Jade and Taya, as well as to further some of the other storylines which are non-existent within the female roster right now. Because right now everything's focused around the Outcast, and there's no real title because the title holder is involved in that. So she doesn't have a real feud with one specific person to build up to. And then you have everything going on with Jade and Taya, who is now there, is the first real like name, in my opinion. That's like, okay, you could build this into a nice feud because of that pedigree that Taya Valkyrie has. So it's possible.
All right. So was that the second one that we had? Ring of Honor change number 1. Change number 2 is women's wrestling.
Right.
With AEW.
Now, for my third one, I'm going to flip open to WWE. You brought up NXT.
Actually, you know what? Because of time, I'm looking at time. We'll save the WWE for another episode. I think we need to return to this commissioner conversation for another episode. So give me a final third for AEW, if you don't mind, sir.
Final third?
Like, what is there like a particular storyline that we're done with, or like stop doing this story anymore? I think they recently kind of stopped it. Like I was done with the Christian Cage. That was a good finale. We put it in the crypt. We brought it down to the ground. Wrapped.
Oh, I got.
What do they need to end? What do you want to like stop?
They need to fix the Dark Order.
I like that one.
I liked it before Brody. I liked it with Brody. Brody passed away. They really don't know what to do with it. And yes, they got him feuding with Blackpool right now, but what's the end game? The Dark Order was this sort of sinister, malevolent, I can't speak tonight.
That's all good, brother. Malevolent
organization who just like was decimating, and you never know where they're going to come from. And the House of Black has kind of taken over that sort of niche.
They did.
So they need to do something with the Dark Order to either bring them back to prominence in some way, shape, or form, instead of just being kind of an also ran comedy act, or just totally disband the Dark Order altogether, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've been feeling like they've been disbanding it, but recent episodes as of late, like, didn't we see like Stu Grayson recently?
Yeah,
because they were in like Canada, right? Yeah. And they started having, Hangman Page team with Uno and I think he and Grayson, like they started kind of putting some of them together again. Alex Reynolds. Yeah. So I don't. They're in like a weird state right now with Page, because I don't think they know what to do with them. So they're kind of doing some weird combos because they existed together at one time.
Right.
Yeah. So fix that up.
Right. Yeah. So those are my 3 for AEW. How about you?
I think I'll save mine for another time just because of due to time, and it gives me time to think.
Okay.
So this is a Webster style episode. If he was Tony Khan, commissioner of AEW, what he would change. I'm gonna leave you on a cliffhanger, y'all, because of time. And we'll just I like this convo though. I like this theme. We might have to do future themes like this.
Yeah, this will be fun.
Especially when we got a lot of stuff happening. Thank you, Webster Style, man. I appreciate you, bro.
No problem. Always a pleasure.
Always great to talk to you. How can the people reach out to you if they want to talk all things Webster Style, fragrance, fashion, gaming? Bro, you do it all, and you just had some dope interviews recently.
Thank you. You can find me Webster Style on Twitter and Instagram _Webster Style on TikTok, and of course anything and everything is Webster Style, WebsterStyle.com.
There you go. Please follow my brother, support my homie. We will have a future episode with him stepping into Triple H's role over there at WWE, maybe over at Impact New Japan. I like this theme, and then I'll do mine as well, but it'll give me time to think and put them down, put pen to pad or fingers to keyboard. So if you got some suggestions, reach out to your boy at the Legend Kuya P on Twitter, TikTok, IG, Hive, and of course here with Webster Style, Brian Saff, Sean Mongold, Glenn Lawrence, Heather, the whole squad at the NRW. We got content, y'all. We're trying to deliver content because nerds rule the world. Follow us at the NRW and Analyst Wednesday, where nerds rule the world, y'all. This is it. KayFabeyBaby, short, sweet, but hopefully enticing. Let us know. I hope this starts conversation of what these brands that we love need to do. They need to hear from the people, so they can stop doing whack shit. We gotta let them know, y'all. It's your boy Kuya P. Webster Style. We out.
Peace.
All right, brother.
You come in my face, I'm gonna fight you. Well, you're not gonna bust a nut anytime we're in the ring.
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
When I get my hands on you, I'm gonna eat your ass like a pot of collard greens, baby.
I'm gonna stretch his ass like it's never been stretched before. You can hide behind that commissioner stuff just so long until I jerk a knot in your ass.
And if you don't think I'm big enough, then you grab a hold of me, and you'll know that I'm growing, my man. Within your hands, I will get as big as I need to be to do the job on you.
All right, just jerk Helmsley off. There's one part of our bodies that's soft, and it ain't soft all the time. If you catch my meaning, I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. Just you and I getting it on like two men should do.
Oh, that's interesting.
Boy, I'm coming hard.